Hi, this is VladZ, and in this video I'll continue my previous one. So if you didn't see the previous one, it is about the fuel and how to fuel your self-server mechanism. So if you didn't see this one, just go to that one, just go through that. If you didn't see like the video about the psychocybernetics, go in before that. Go through that because you need to go through that step by step, and firstly to develop strong mental thinking and then to go forward. So in this video I'll share with you the next one, and the next is principles. And why principles? Because when you have your really good self image, you have your mental awareness, and you also know how to fuel it up and how to make it even better than it was. You need to develop rules, and you need to develop your principles so that you know how to govern yourself and how to actually be able to achieve great results. So without principles you cannot achieve anything, and with them you can achieve a lot. And I will just tell you my 6 most important principles that you can use. These are just for you, so you should use right after this video and implement them right away, and they will help you to achieve any goal, like literally any goal that you will set. They will help you to achieve that. But it's not only the principles that matters, your execution is what matters. So let's dive into the principles. The first one is goal setting, and how to actually set your goals and how to get them done. So the process consists of the steps, and the first step is to get clear on your goal. What exactly do you want to have? And you have to, well, it's not like I want to have a car. It is, I want to have a Rolls Royce that is for example, that was made in 1968, and it looks like this, and it is this is the store that is selling them, and this is the price that I have to pay. So you have to collect all the information, and right after that, when you have your goal like really clear, the next step is to understand what are the problems and what are the obstacles that you will encounter when you're getting there. And you need to understand the way there are 4 ways to deal with problems. And first of all, you can ignore that, well, you just lose. You can learn and overcome that, and that's kind of good, but not exactly what is the best in all these possible scenarios, because it is really hard. It will provide you a lot of value like long term, but sometimes it's just better to find someone to do that for you. And this is the third one, when you find something or someone that does the work for you and it solves your problem. And there is a fourth one that is the most creative, and it provides the best results if you can implement that. And this is when you redesign your goal and you make this problem, the existence of the problem, not possible at all. So it's not that easy, but it has a lot of benefits. So yeah, right after you understood your problems, you have to design a plan, and you have to understand like what um what are the steps that are needed to achieve your goal, and when will you interact with those problems, and how will you manage them, and how you will overcome them, and well, what will be the whole process of that from the beginning till the end. And then the next thing you have to do when you have your plan established, when you have well, with all the problems, and you have like really clear goal, you have to do the next thing. And it's just when you have the whole plan, when you have the all problems that you know how to solve them, and you know exactly how to overcome them, and you know who will actually do that for you, in order to achieve your goal. Your next step is just relentless execution. And when you execute, you should you should just do only this thing. You shouldn't be thinking about something. You shouldn't be feeling something. You should just do, and that's it. Nothing more. And until it's done. When it's done, you set another more audacious goal and go to the next one. So the second principle number 2, is dissect the essence, what is important, from its attributes, what is not that important actually. And what I mean by that is, well, let's say you have yourself, you have your thoughts, you have your feelings, you have your environment, and you actually don't own all of that. So you don't own your feelings, you don't own your thoughts, you don't own your environment, and you can control that, you can influence that, but not all the time. And is that really important? Is looking good, is feeling what you want to feel, thinking what you want to think, is that important? Or is it achieving your goal the main importance? Is it making you really satisfied important? So I think achieving your goal is really important, and if you don't think like that, just get out of here. And if you think that it's really important, just smack the like button and continue watching, because I want you to be here and to get more value out of that. And tell me in the comment section below, like, what are your thoughts about that? And if you really understand like how to operate like that, and how to get rid of all this crap, like all the thoughts that you have, all the feelings that you have, all the things and environment that you have, you'll just be unstoppable. And when you will not have this figured out, you'll just have like, oh, I was a smoker, so I see a guy and he's smoking, and I'm thinking like, oh, I didn't smoke for 5 years from now, and I'm just getting to this guy, and I'm like starting to feel something like, yeah, smoking brought me those feelings. And now you see a lot of people who are smoking, and you're kind of in community, so it's like an environment, and they all do the same thing, and you're like, oh, that's fine, so this is what I should do. And you start smoking, and what happens is, instead of following and pursuing your dreams, you're pursuing bad habits. That's awful. So Another thing that I wanted to mention is like people are often think that success equals success trackings, success equals success attributes. Like if you have um, a hotel, or if you have, well, for example, if you have an island, does it mean that you're successful? No, it means you have a proof that something was successful beforehand, and maybe that was you, and maybe that was someone else who gave you that. And if that's someone else, that's not your success at all. That's not yours at all, because you didn't make it. Let's be honest. But the thing is, the success itself is the process that leads you there. It's what you do on your daily basis that leads you to your island, and then you bought it, that you acquired it. So before that, you made a lot of work, and this was what mattered. So what matters? So yeah. Another thing is, you are not equal to your business. So a lot of people think like and yeah, your business cannot be bigger than you, and like the customer cannot be better than you. Like you should set your priorities right, and the first priority is you, all the time, you. Then goes like your family, your business, whatever, but you is your first and foremost priority. And if you don't have it set up, imagine just you're a core, and all of that, like your business, your thoughts, your feelings, all of that, it just flies on another layer. And if the core is damaged, this other layer will be damaged too. So you have to understand that everything begins at your stage, and if that stage is screwed, everything is screwed. And if you have, well, for example, the business, and you have employees, and something bad happens, and this month you cannot pay the salaries, you will not pay just salaries for your employees and be broke. This is not ethical, this is not good thing to do. You're thinking like, oh, I'm a savior. No, you're a stupid dumbass, because you sacrifice yourself, and you show them that it is really important to sacrifice yourself for why? For greater good or whatever. What if those people die tomorrow? What if something happens and you'll just lose everything? It's like you say that you're investing, but you're actually spending. And you shouldn't do that. It's really awful thing to do, to pay yourself last. You should pay yourself first. Every single time you pay yourself first. And yeah, this was the second principle, and the third principle that goes after that is the holistic way of thinking, and thinking of all the consequences, and thinking long term rather than the short term. And why you should do that is because when you win battles, well, you can win a lot of them, or you can lose a lot of them, but it doesn't really matter as long as you win the war. And you can win a lot of battles, you can win the war at the same time. You can win a lot of battles, you can lose war at the same time. You can lose a lot of battles, you can win war at the same time. You can lose a lot of battles and you can lose your war at the same time. But what's the deal? Why am I talking like that? Because you should focus only on winning the war, and the battles will become irrelevant actually. Because, well, let me give you an example. Let's say you have a $6,000, $6,000 program, and you make 5 calls a day, and you make 100 calls a month. So it's like 5 calls a day, 25 calls a week, 100 calls a month, and you sell everyone, and you have $6,000 multiplied by 100. That's $600,000. That's your revenue, and this is what you have when you close like everyone. And what if you just closed one, and out of the 100 calls, 99 failed, and you closed one for $1 million? You won in the second case, and in the first case you lost. So value your options. Put a real value on that and understand like what is more valuable. And this was my third principle for you. And the next principle, fourth one, is focus and getting undivided attention to what you really do right now and nothing more. So it's like if somebody says you well, like, do this, you say no. If your thoughts like tell you, oh, let's smoke a cigarette, you're no, because that's not my goal. And you should just see all the things that are related to your goals and all the things that are not related. Not related, in a trash bin. Bye. No. Just repel them. They're not in your universe that is called you. There is no place there. So yeah, spend your time efficiently and doing the things that you need to do. And the fifth one is clarity and simplicity, and it's really important because if you make everything like really simple and really crystal clear, so that like a 5-year-old can see that, and when you tell him your goal and how you will achieve that, and he just listens that, and he's like, oh my god, I can achieve that. This is what you want to have. This is what you want them to say, and this is the clue that gives you that skid, and it means that you're one step away from your goal, and you just gotta make this one step. That's it. No other things, and you shouldn't have any excuses. Just do it and go to the next one. But what happens most of the time, we are not so clear, we are not so simple, we have a lot of struggles, we have a lot of bad things, and we hire consultants, we do a lot of things, we think, we evaluate, we do a lot of stuff. But the thing is, it's just overthinking. And what really it is procrastinating. And you're just making more steps when you could do one. That's it. And my last one principle for this video is dealing with not knowing, dealing with not having, dealing with what you don't have right now. And there will be a lot of situations when you don't have something, And that's fine, because you're here to figure things out and to deliver what was promised, no matter what. So if you said something, just stick to it and deliver no matter what. But maybe you said, well, you were asked, for example, just simple example, you were asked to bring some water. Well, I asked you to bring some water, and you're in my room and you don't see any water here. So you're like, oh, I gotta figure this out. So you can go outside and buy one. You can go and go to I don't know, to the pond, get some water there, and go to the filter and make this water like cleaner. But I won't drink it. Well, probably. But the thing is, well, you see that we don't have solution here. So we don't have water here. And the thing is, you have to figure this out. You just have to get out of here and go to the closest store, just buy the freaking water. Well, and that's it. To get here and bring the water, and that's not that hard. But the thing is, people tend to think like, oh, I need to have the systems in place, I need to have the product, I need to have a course, I need to have all those people hired. And these all just good words that are freaking out of you, and they're just bringing you nothing, and they're leading you nowhere, because all you need is customers and to deliver them. That's it. And then you improve this process, and when you will have a lot of customers, you can think like, oh, I need to make a product, or oh, I need to make some systems. When you will have this like boiling point, and when you will have this point when you no longer can do what you did before. So these were my 6 principles, and I'll just go through them one more time. So first of all is goal setting and how to get to your goals. Second one is the difference between essence and its attributes. The third one is long-term thinking and holistic way of thinking, and why it is really beneficial. The fourth one is focus and how to be focused. The fifth one is simplicity and really clearing the clear things, clearance and clarity of your thoughts. And the last one is how to deal with your not knowing, how to be able to execute if you don't know it all, if you don't have it all, how to acquire it. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it.